I am Noriko Polford, and this is Uncut. Before we begin tonight's episode, I would like to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and give my video a thumbs up. Do it quick! You know you love you some Polford. After days of unnecessary secretiveness, the government has finally, officially announced tomorrow's arrival of U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. In a very simple press release, issued 3 times this morning, the Foreign Affairs Ministry basically repeated what the Americans said. However, when the opposition asked the government for more clarification on the purpose of Pompeo's visit, the government refused to offer any further details. Yes, just 6 weeks in, and already they are back to being secretive about issues of national interest. Just how Jagdio likes it. In other political news, if you're planning a party soon, you might want to avoid Parliament's caterer. Apparently, a set of parliamentarians, both government and opposition, Lennox Schumann, and several Parliament staffers caught food poisoning on Monday. And, being his typical sissy boy self, Sherrod Duncan immediately took to social media to declare how he was poisoned, believing it to be some plot by the government. Nevertheless, the speaker upbraided Duncan for the accusations and said that they have already asked the caterers to explain themselves. The Ministry of Agriculture is in the progress of clearing 245 drainage and irrigation canals in Region 5, most of which were not even cleaned for over 5 years. The buck dams were supposedly in terrible condition as well. So to address this, 13 heavy-duty machines are currently in the bucklands working to bring some relief to the farmers. The dams are also being graded so that rice farmers could transport their crops to the factory. The government also plans to rehabilitate sideline dams, schools, roads, bridges, and other infrastructure within Region 5. High-quality polarized sunglasses help to protect your precious Gundu balls from harmful ultraviolet rays. Get it delivered to you in Georgetown for free. Call Triple B's on telephone number 682-8326 or visit them on Facebook. Triple B's Enterprise. Remember the name. 4 fishermen are happy to have escaped with their lives and the possessions of their captors after surviving an alleged pirate attack in the Guyanese River, Northwest District. The fishermen left Morawana Village on Saturday night, expecting to have a full day of fishing the following morning. But instead, they were awakened by the sound of foreign-speaking men in military dress. 2 of them were armed. The pirates then took control of the vessel and forced the crew to the bow, where they remained for some 24 hours. This was when the pirates decided to prey on a nearby boat and then left in pursuit of them. Before departing, they relieved the crew of their valuables. However, while the pirates ran off with the crew's belongings, the fishermen fled with the pirates' belongings, which were handed over to the police. Last evening, Director of Prisons Claude Samuel said 2 inmates from the holding bay at Lusignan Prison have tested positive for the Rona. Samuels divulged that the authorities have yet to ascertain how the 2 contracted the virus. Nevertheless, they have begun contact tracing and isolation of individuals that have come in contact with the 2 inmates. According to the police, scamming Yuri and Atika's lawyer is lying on them. According to their lawyer, Yuri was not given the chance to move the people's money back, and the government is basically targeting the couple just cause it can. The police said this morning that is not true. Not only did they open up a bank account for Yuri, they also provided him with a laptop and his cell phone to move the ill-gotten cash. But it was after he was given his cell phone did he soon respond back that his lawyer said not to move a cent until the charges are dropped. The police said, well, don't look at us, you're going to have to ask the DPP. And she's all sitting there like, Yuri better have my money. Pay me what you owe me. Yuri better have my money. Just a day after Gaisuko announced the selection of a new board of directors, a number of workers attached to the iFlood factory downed tools as they expressed their frustrations with the growing, inefficient functioning of the factory. The workers related that for many weeks now they have been expressing their concerns to the senior management of the state, and it appears their concerns are falling on deaf ears. The machines at the estate are in such poor working condition that they have multiple breakdowns a day, leading to dozens of lost hours of productivity. Salt is Guyana's #1 auto dealer. They bring fresh stocks every week and sell a variety of vehicles to suit any class of citizen, even local used. Visit them at Lot 9 Crawl Street, Georgetown, or call them on telephone number 231-8451. Salt Auto Sales. It's your turn to drive. Now, let's take a look at news in the region and around the world. Barbados has announced its intention to remove Queen Elizabeth II as its head of state and to become a republic, just like us. It aims to complete the process in time for the 55th anniversary of independence from Britain in November 2021. A speech written by Prime Minister Mia Mottley said Barbadians wanted a Barbadian head of state. Buckingham Palace said that it was a matter for the government and the people of Barbados, and they don't have an opinion because, they were expecting this years ago. The United Nations investigators say Venezuela's government has, quote, committed egregious violations, end quote, amounting to crimes against humanity. Cases of killings, torture, violence, and disappearances were investigated in a fact-finding mission for the UN Human Rights Council. The UN team said President Nicolas Maduro and other top officials were implicated. Venezuela's UN ambassador, Jorge Valero, described the mission as a, quote, hostile initiative. The UN team was blocked from entering the country. The findings were based on interviews from hundreds of refugees and were based on the experiences following the economic and social breakdown of the Venezuelan nation. The United States and Mexico have a treaty that calls for the sharing of water along their border. That agreement is now at risk after Mexican farmers seized control of a dam near the border with the US. Unrest has simmered for months over American demands that Mexico pay off a shortfall of more than 100 billion gallons of water by October 24th to meet its 5-year water delivery quota. Local farmers say the extra water payments are emptying reservoirs that store water they need. But the crisis erupted in violence this month when about 2,000 protesters swarmed over La Boquilla Dam on the Conchas River, and a National Guard unit was sent in to stop them. One woman was shot dead in the chaotic confrontation last week, but about 200 protesters armed with sticks and rocks were able to repel the security forces and retain control of the century-old hydroelectric facility. There is a legit way you can earn some extra cash to supplement your existing hustle. Sell Top-Up. You could become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking Cellular Plus. Call them now on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. And now for our weird news story of the day. They say in life it pays to be consistent. Well, one elderly school bus driver is now a millionaire after the numbers he's played for over 20 years finally won. 73-year-old James Dippold of Vero Beach, Florida, claimed the $2 million prize from the Powerball drawing held August 26th. The ticket matched all 5 of the white ball numbers, but did not match the Powerball number. Dippold said he has played these same numbers for nearly 2 decades, and now that it's worked, he plans to retire and to buy a muscle car that he's wanted to buy since returning from the Vietnam War in the 1960s. Well, good for him. Moving on to our Uncut News Viewers Poll question of the day. Every day, we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, should Guyana allow for prosecution of past presidents for acts of corruption? Shondell Antigua simply says, lock them up. Timothy Deodat said, yes, prosecute them for stealing and misleading the public by the use of the law which rules under the government. Alright, I was with you, but then I kind of lost you, but hey, good one. And Sandra Forsyth said, yes, all past presidents and politicians should be allowed to be prosecuted for corruption and crimes because this would be a deterrent for future politicians not to abuse their privilege. And finally, Gloria Swanson said, the president should not be given a free card to commit to any kind of criminal acts thus remove the privilege. Good answers, people. So tonight I leave you with this question. Pompeo is visiting tomorrow. Do you feel that it is a normal, friendly, diplomatic visit between two states? Or is there really an agenda to this, quote, agendaless visit? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good, we just might feature it in Thursday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another episode. Until then, I'm Noriko Bullford saying good night, folks. Hey Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now!